RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
They were kind of stalling for a hot minute, like, you know, they were talking about whatever, whenever, and then because originally I think they were thinking like, you know, Wilder, you know, there was something going on with Wilder's gloves or whatever, and I was like, oh no, Wilder.
That bullshit. This motherfucker was damn pissing me off with all the bullshit in the goddamn gloves.
Yeah, and then with Fury and Wilder now, if you watch the weigh-in, like honestly, like this shit, like I mean, this shit took a wild turn, like. I think after the weigh-in and everything like that, like I think, and just also talk about like how this was being perceived on Twitter and bots on Twitter and stuff like that. Like I don't know about you, but this seemed like it was so charged, racially charged, or whatever you want to call it. It had that type of feel to it, which is funny. And funny thing is too is Fury's not even a racist, so it's like. Like we know some racist fighters. Like Kovalev is a fucking racist. Look at those illegals. I see how they behave. That type of bullshit. You know, like this nigga's a racist. That's a racist. You know what I'm saying?
Drago going to get them hands.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but you know, I mean, it just seemed like it was just weird. Like it wasn't because I think people just wanted like, okay, what do we need to get excited for? Oh. Let's make it racially charged. So yeah, it like on Twitter, it was like almost unbearable just to even.
It most definitely had that feel. Niggas was like, it was niggas versus crackers at the moment.
Basically, you know.
Yeah,
you know,
they low key tried to make it that way.
Yeah,
you couldn't be no black person.
Fury tried to make it that way because he was acting weird. He was acting.
I mean, it wasn't Fury, but a lot of his fans are definitely
Yeah, I don't get that from Fury. I get it from his fan base. It's like, oh, we finally got a white guy that could beat one of you Negroes. Okay, yes.
Yeah, and there was a whole bunch of things going on, like, you know, and then there were a couple, you know, you had like rappers that are saying, you know, good luck Fury, but how come they're not saying it to Wilder? Or you have like niggas like Undertaker sending videos about him, and people were feeling some way because, you know, Wilder, you know, he's an American, you know, he's a black American from out here.
Motherfuckers just like and root for who they want to win. Like,
I don't know. When it comes to boxing, people root for their country.
I mean, boxing. To be fair, so go ahead, Ron.
Casuals ask all the time where they from, what country they from. You'd be like, oh, he's from Cuba. They'd be like, oh, nigga, my mama's Cuban. I fuck with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, boxing is no different than soccer. Soccer has a past. Soccer is a very nationalistic sport. So is boxing. Boxing has always been very nationalistic. That's always how it's been. So I don't get mad.
It's like it's 2021 now. It's like boxing is so worldwide and like promoted everywhere. Like, and a lot of American fighters, they don't take advantage of the resources they have. So you don't even know them as much as you do a motherfucker from XYZ country. Yeah. Matter of fact, Tyson Fury raised Wilder's profile.
Yeah.
And we gonna forget.
I think they raise each other's profile, but I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I think Fury raised his profile more than he raised Wilder. Like, I mean, Wilder wasn't as known. You know, like he as known until, of course, maybe the Stavern second fight.
Stavern rematch.
Yeah,
that's when he was getting in his stride, but he still wasn't known like that. It was the Fury fight and all the damn talking shit they was doing and all the promoting for the first fight. That's what really got Wilder more known to casuals. Like, the casuals literally just woke up for the Stavern fight.
Yeah, and then obviously Fury,
Fury went to WWE. Like, he Fury definitely made Wilder bigger, but Wilder helped Fury get a little bigger. But Fury went ahead and added more to that. He did all the WWE events, and he's out here always everywhere.
Yeah, you know,
like, take advantage of the shit.
Like, he was trying to dress like these, you know, dressing like these young rap niggas out there with the funny clothes and the bling and all that shit. Like, Like nigga was out there, bro. Like,
and this is why I said I'll just get into it now because I made a tweet that did a little bit of burn, but it was like it's ironic because the reason why these two even fought each other in the first place was because they wanted to use each other to get better leverage for a Joshua fight, and honestly, 3 fights later, they both raised their profiles to a level higher than what they would have gotten if they would have fought Joshua. They wouldn't get this level of profile for fighting Joshua, but because they fought him.
Got more money though.
Yeah, no, they definitely would have got more money. But I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about their profile. Their profile right now is a level higher because they fought each other, which is ironic.
In the span of 4 fucking years in 3 fights.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they would have gotten it just off of a Joshua fight. I don't think either of them would have raised their profile to this level.
And the funny thing too is like in this case, like Wilder was supposed to fight fucking Dillian White, and they kept on ignoring that nigga too. So that was just another thing. Like, okay, let me fight Tyson Fury, so I don't have to listen to this nigga call me out all the time. So it's just like there was a lot to it, but just the fact that the build up to this like online was like damn, like is this Jack Johnson, James J. Jeffries type of shit, like 1910 all over again? Like niggas was really natural. Like I was just like, yo, it's not that serious with this. Like, it's not like Fury's talking about fuck the blacks or some shit like that. He wasn't done that shit. Like, but it just seemed like. I mean, I think it was just fuel too because, obviously we all know the nonsense that happened after the second fight. Wilder was like, you know what? Man, this dude's gloves was loaded. My water was spiked. Mark Bruin was complicit in all the fuckery, so that's why I lost. That type of shit. And niggas really rallied.
And Fury just kept trolling with it, like, oh, you missed the knuckle dusters this time, JDS.
Yeah. And then you have the real hoteps who don't know boxing, they start weighing in and start saying some bullshit. Like,
but see, that's why the whole nationalism works in boxing, because it's the easiest thing to grab on to as a casual. Just like Roman said, like, oh, hold on, he's Cuban? Oh, my mom's Cuban. Oh, he's Jamaican? Oh, my sister's Jamaican. Oh, he's from Nigeria? Oh, my uncle Nigerian.
Yeah.
So it's easy, but that's like the gateway entry. After that, when you start knowing how people fight, and you see their temperaments, you see their style, you see how they're promoted, you engage them, you see their personality, you really get to see who you want to be a fan of and root for. Mm-hmm. That's why when people just hang on this whole like, oh, you're black, you must vote for, you must root for Wilder, like, you better, and it's like, what the fuck is Wilder doing for me? Like, me, like, these fucking skills embarrass me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, I mean, even if all
like, what the fuck, I wanna, like, I'm pro boxing, not pro black person. I need the roots so he could look better, but his style is trash. Yeah,
no, exactly too, and that's why that's why it always killed me too. I was like, yo, like, I'm not gonna switch on. Like, I mean, I complained about Wilder's fighting for the longest, even before the motherfuckers as casuals get lashed onto him. Like, why would I switch?
I hear you both, but branching out under, I've been branching out, with different people with boxing, just getting a grip on, the casuals and a lot of people's, views in boxing. And I think that in their mind, the reason why they say that is because, like, yes, there is true. I kind of agree on both sides. There are a lot of casuals that don't understand boxing, so they cling to this, like, to nationalism and all that. But then on the other side, you have these other fans.
So don't crack jokes, because that's how you get it.
Huh?
Oh. But
same day,
so,
I got it. I was telling my friend. Oh, my fault.
Nigga, what?
Hold on. Let King P, like King P. Let King P finish his point. God damn.
Okay. No, what I was saying was, yes, you do have a lot of casuals that they cling to that because they're not really like they don't really understand boxing like that. But on the other side, you do have a lot of people that do say a lot of suspect bullshit and just hide it under the guise of boxing. I call it the Steve Kim type people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Steve Kim, yeah.
So
platform to frame boxing in a certain slanted, biased narrative. That disenfranchise other ethnic groups. Damn, I'm sounding real all political and shit. Okay. Damn, niggas breaking this down. But keep going, my bad.
No, that's just what I'm saying. Like, so they are weary of that. Of like just because boxing, they'll try to make it a boxing thing and then keep it subliminal underneath. So I get it from both sides because I've seen it from both sides.
Yeah. No, it definitely exists.
Yeah, and it just got more charged, and then the weigh-in, like obviously if you saw the weigh-in on FS1 on Friday or whatever, like them niggas, I think them niggas went off. Like Tyson Fury went off, like but it's like he's a shit house. He's being trained by a shit house.
Dawson.
And it's like no man could beat me that was birthed from his mother's cunt. I was like, God damn, like this motherfucker got all Game of Thrones and shit. Like this one, it's like you're a dusser. I was like,
and that's how.
Check this out. What made it racist to me was when this nigga was calling him a little monkey. That's when I was like, all right, nigga, you doing too much.
Well, who's saying the little monkey?
Fury was calling Wilder a little monkey at the weigh-in.
What?
You ain't hear that?
Nah.
I mean, he was calling him he called him a whole bunch of stuff, but because
he said you're a little hype little monkey. He kept going. I was like, yo, this nigga's over. That's when I was like, yo, this shit is getting real racist real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go take a look at the video
I don't know if it was the press conference or the weigh-in, but I know he was pointing at him and calling him a little monkey, and my eyes even raised on that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yo, I mean, Fury was calling him a whole bunch of these, but a monkey. I might have to go rewatch the.
Because I don't think something like that would have went viral or.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
even the shit that Wilder was saying.
It was like it was coming in like a little point. Like Wilder said something, he was like, "Oh, you're a little hype little monkey." Even though he said it real quick, it wasn't like it was a statement. He wasn't like, "Hey, you're a monkey." He wasn't saying it like that. It was like they was going back and forth, and he slipped it in there, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Damn, but you got niggas who literally live and die to hear some shit like that and blast it everywhere. Like, y'all niggas sleeping like.
Or maybe he said something else and I misheard, but nah, because I don't know. My reaction was like, yo, what the fuck? So I think he really did say it, because I know how Tyson Fury get it off, and I know he's funny and witty with it. But when he was saying little monkey, I was like, hold on, nigga. You can box, nigga, but you can't fade a bullet, nigga. Dog, I'm just playing.
Oh shit! Yeah, but yeah, though the weigh-in was charged, and then and then one thing about trash talking too, like Fury is, for better or worse, is a good talker. Fury is quick-witted. Like he thinks things really quick, and then between that and then Wilder, I'm just gonna baptize you. I don't need to be perfect for you need to be perfect for 12 hours. I don't need to be perfect for 2 seconds. That type of bullshit. That and. Yeah, speaking of that, another thing that I wanted to definitely bring up too with Wilder in terms of his preparation and stuff like that, and then we can definitely get into the fight. Because like I said, I was silent on a lot of different things. Because I said I wasn't giving a prediction because that was my silent protest over the fact that we didn't get Fury versus Joshua and we got Joshua Usyk and how it turned out, which I accepted because that was boxing God will, and how this fight turned out, which I also accept as boxing God will. So in terms of that, there was a lot of things that happened in with Wilder. Like the benching was the one I was like, the benching, like there was nothing. First of all, how Wilder was benching was a good way for him to blow out some vertebrae in his back. Like there was nothing that was bullshit. Wilder training in the ocean, doing what he was doing, was also bullshit. Niggas were like, "Oh, he's a warrior." Like, no, if this nigga's not swimming in the ocean, he's not doing anything in the ocean. This nigga was trying to act out the famous Muhammad Ali photo in Life magazine, where Ali was also bullshit, but he's thinking to do something. And then,
but you got to be underwater though. Like this tall ass nigga was like 4 feet above water.
Yeah, Yeah, it was the wildest thing, and then after that, the pad work. Niggas would do a combination and then start dancing with Malik Saad. And I was like, yo, this I was like, what are these niggas doing? Like, but it was just like, Malik Scott, this was his first trip to the rodeo, so it's like, I can't judge him, but in my heart, I knew this nigga wasn't doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And it was just weird pad working.
Like any motherfucker look good on the mitts and drills is how they respond and how they soak in that teaching and implement it in a real fight. And that's where that shit just went wrong with Wilder.
Yeah, and then
you only saw one round of him looking decent as a boxer.
The first round, you could tell the game plan. You could tell he was like, all right, let me try something new. Let me try to punch.
Yeah, and that's where things too, because at the weigh-in, this nigga weighed in at 238. Now, in his last fight, he was 231, 232, and he was sluggish as fuck. He gassed. He gassed after a couple of rounds. He comes in, and Fury was heavy too, but at least Fury's actually fought at that weight before. He's fought around that weight, so he's functional to a degree. But Fury,
one of my main points was Wilder was way too heavy. He was way too heavy. He should have slimmed down and tried to overwork Fury, if anything. But to get up to his size, nigga, you was gassed in the last fight. Why would you even go up?
Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna speak on that after the fight. I'll after we get through the whole fight. But I agree, but I disagree. I'll get into that later.
You can say it now.
Well, okay, whatever, because everybody's seen this fight. But it's actually better that he weighed like this, because it's a gift and a curse. Because honestly, Wilder's ideal weight is around 215 to 220, 225 at the most. He should never be more than 225. However, if Wilder didn't weigh 238, he wouldn't have been able to take out the punishment that Fury dished on him. He would have been stopped quicker. He wouldn't have even went 10.
I don't even believe that.
I believe that.
That's like one of those things people say, oh, it would have been worse if Trump was still.
Yeah, wasn't he 215 in the first fight anyway?
That was the best he's looked.
Well, he was 215, but Fury was all. But Fury was also at the time 256. He went up for the next fight so that he could take Wilder's punches. So Wilder went up so that he could take his punches and dish out more punishment.
The fuck is a spy versus spy? Like, your game plan. Like, that's like you waiting for someone else to record an album and drop an album so you can listen to how it sounds and be like, alright, I think I'm gonna do my shit like his. Like, fuck with his. Like, nigga, do you? Like, this my thing. It's like, are the niggas in Wilder's camp just started boxing? Like, I don't know. It's just like it just screams yes, man. Like, no one ever just had an opposing idea and said, you know what? I don't think that's just gonna work, my nigga.
Yeah, no. But
everybody just said, you know what? Yeah, be 238. Fuck it. If you can get 245, you see how Anthony Joshua looks. Yeah, just get ripped, get big.
And the worst thing with and this is, I specialize in this. Like, the worst thing about getting big too is you have to have time to adjust your stamina. And,
dude, he had a whole fucking year.
And he had a whole bunch of time, but so which made it weird. Like, in the fight, by the first round, this nigga was gassed. Like, he
only threw like 300 some punches. Like, look, to be honest, Wilder's stamina has always been mid. It's just that he's going the distance and he could go in the late rounds, but no one ever makes him work enough or put him under the type of pressure where you could see his stamina really diminish his boxing or whatever he does in there. So it's almost like the Canelo effect. People say, oh, Canelo stamina improved, but yeah, who he fought that he really had to damn go after and really, pressure them and put it on them to really like, well, okay. Like, yeah, he kind of got tired in that shit. Like, nah, like, so it's like fool's gold in a way.
But and then I'm just reading Rusty's comment. Rusty said, Wilder has spent his whole career with no leg work nor road work. You literally couldn't be more stupid. Yeah, the leg work, that's the one thing too. Like, all this bench.
Hey, Black Johnny Bravo, I call him.
Yeah, I was like, where are the squats? Like, dude needed to do leg work and he didn't do nothing. You can't be top heavy and think you're still gonna move a 270-pound man around.
Dude,
like,
you ever seen the stop walking past the leg, the seated leg extension in the gym? Stop walking past the leg press, the seated, all that shit. Like, dude, like, this nigga just walk in the gym and run to the bench with two other niggas so they can help him lift 350.
It's just like
I'm just gonna lie, man. That shit just be like that nigga just be so cringeworthy. Like, nigga posing as a weightlifter, can't do that shit right. Gets in there, try to box, can't fucking keep fucking teachings from a whole year intact for over a round. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I know niggas is probably listening to this, like, damn, man, like you hate. I'm just calling it how I see it.
Yeah, no, and I
don't hate this man. Like, if you see me, I drew artwork. We done made songs about this. Like, we promoted this fight for years. It is what it is. It just sounds harsh, but it feels like no one has been able to just tell Wilder no harsh, cold truth type shit.
Right.
Like, the nigga had Mark Breland in his gym as a fucking decoration for years.
Yeah, and like I said before, Mark Breland is probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest amateur this country's ever created. Like, dude is a dude. I mean, only lost one fight in about 100 whatever amateur, or not even maybe 200 whatever amateur fights. Like, dude, and he was a world champion in boxing. He's a gold medalist. Like, you have someone like that, you should be able to really pick his brain to actually do more. But it just seemed like Wilder just did the bare minimum, and he overachieved. But it eventually caught up to him in a way that.
And the matchmaking too. The matchmaking helped him do that.
Yeah, and absolutely.
You can't tell me like how Dylan White ended up fighting all the motherfuckers he ended up fighting, and then Wilder, a champion, he ended up fighting the people he fought.
Right.
Which guy has a better resume?
Nah. You know what I'm saying? And then we get this fight. Like I said, I mean, we obviously we're like, okay, Wilder's nothing's gonna change in this fight. I mean, when you get gassed in the first round, I'm thinking to myself, man, like Fury might actually make good on his promise to get rid of this dude faster.
He was because he was overworking. He was doing more than he would normally do. That's why he got gassed. He was like, I got him. Let me do it.
And he was.
I don't think Fury was in shape like that.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
That's why he was gassing too, because there was one point him and Wilder was about to just fall over on each other, like a Godzilla film or some shit. More like the old Godzilla, the two niggas in the suits just wrestling and knocking over buildings. And like, what the fuck going on? Like,
yeah, but the thing is, it just seemed like Wilder, gas after round one. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Like, why is he breathing hard? Like, dude was labored in his corner. Like, it's like, yo, what the fuck is going on with Wilder? Like, he shouldn't be gassing. And then, but the funny thing is too is like Fury was caught off guard by all those body jabs that Wilder was throwing, and that's probably the only example of anything that maybe leaks out was actually drilled into that nigga too. So
and it lasted a full 3 minutes. Whoop the fucking dude.
Right.
Like, you mean to tell me I have you for a year of training and you could only remember one round worth of shit I taught you? Yeah, I'll taught you myself.
Well, that's what I had wondered, because I had said, well, he's learning all these new things, but once again, I don't know if he's had enough time, because and what happens once he gets hit, then he's gonna go back to the normal way, because muscle memory muscle memory made the difference here. You could tell the difference between a guy was only fighting since 20 and another guy that's been fighting his whole life.
Right. And the thing that did it though was Fury's jab. Like, Fury's jab was on point, that it was snapping Wilder's head back like nosebleed. Like, his head was getting snapped all the way back. And I think that's what triggered Wilder to start to pretty much forget what he had learned with Malik Scott, because
I think Wilder developed years of bad muscle memory. Like, there's no excuse. Like, he's trained enough to where he should honestly be on the same level as Tyson Fury. Skill wise, like I'm nah, nigga. We just being honest here. Like,
yeah. And the funny thing is too,
something wrong with this dude.
Yeah, and honestly, in the third round where Wilder went down for the first time, like, I don't know what it was, but it seemed like Fury's right hands, his punches were just devastating. Like, this dude's neck was bobbleheaded, and it was a 3-punch combination that sent Wilder down. And he looked like he was just labored. Like, he looked like he was just out of it. He was done. It was just like...
Because there's no defense, man. Wilder takes all the punches clean, flush. Like, his head is straight up, neck straight, chin up, normal. Like, his chin ain't down, so he takes punches straight, flush to the face, full. He's not to the side. He's not rolling. He's not slightly moving. Like, no... It's like, I don't know. Like, people people think because of your size or the way you look that you're automatically athletic, but I don't know. I don't think that nigga athletic for anything.
If he was actually athletic, he would have been playing basketball because that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
But, before we go on, Pilot, I see that you joined our conversation. Pilot, what's good?
What's happening?
Yeah, yo, you see, so what's up, my nigga Nemo and Dreamland? What's good? Y'all was flying around on the king size bed and shit. Like, what monsters y'all defeated today? Like, when season 2 coming out? So, fuck, we just go get right. What did you think, Pilot? Like, cause we all been
Get that on. He was
kicking
like,
about the wild.
what's up?
Shit.
You want to speak louder, man.
It was a great fight.
That voice.
It was a great fight. I feel like, you know,
Louder, nigga.
the first round was probably the best I've seen Water look in a long time. So
Louder.
can you hear me?
LOUDER. I'm struggling to hear you. This a Wilder classic episode. You gotta be fucking. You gotta fucking speak your piece louder, son.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, that's better.
I feel like the first round was best I've ever seen Water look, probably. But yeah, I don't know. When the guy's 6'9", 270, better than you, it's gonna be tough. I mean, I think we all knew Fury was probably gonna win, but
No, y'all niggas picked Wilder. Don't say.
I picked Wilder.
I did too. But I knew who's gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all three of y'all niggas picked Wilder. Like,
we picked, but I mean, logic.
2 of us. Who's the? Oh wait.
Rome picked
Oh wait. Rome picked Wilder. Oh okay, yeah.
And Rome prediction was actually closer than all y'all motherfuckers.
I don't know why he was like, how he got so tired. Was it leaning or was it just getting hit? Like after the 4th round, it was over. So
Yeah, but the fourth round though is where like I'll say, you know, this is where we say, you know, you can't like Fury was feeling good because Fury was taking Wilder shots, but in the 4th round, like Fury decided to eat a shot he shouldn't have taken. Like Fury, like I said, Wilder for his flaws, like that right hand is still like Wilder threw a 6-incher and had this nigga doing the hucklebuck. Like, you know, dude he hit it was right on the forehead and you can see it, and then yeah, Fury did a soft shoot a little bit, you know, and then he fell fucking down. I was like, yeah, you cannot let Wilder hit you with that right hand. Like, and the fun thing is like it was one right that didn't generate a lot of power. It was just a 6-inch short right hand to his forehead. And Fury was
all skillful shit by accident because a 6-inch right hand takes like real training and shit to implement. Like that's one thing Wilder got talent in is just the whole unpredictability of what he could do. Like
yeah, and that I think also too Fury was a little bit too squared up and just went, you know, because say he was coming because he was moving in for the kill, and Wilder probably this is where his bad muscle memory kicked in. You know, and Fury was out of sorts, and then after that too, like it was another right hand. It was more like a short chopping right hand, and then Fury went down there, and you see his face. Like usually when Fury gets hit hard, like you can see the vein in his bald head like start popping out, like he got hit with some shit. You know, but at least the second knockdown was like, it was close to the end of the round, so you know Fury was lucky that he managed to get out of that round. But I was like, okay,
Yeah, was it me or was the knockdown? Was the knockdown look like Fury was just like, you know what, let me lay down for a second. Let me just chill for a minute. He didn't even look fazed by them knockdowns.
I mean, it looked like he was like, oh my god, like he really did it. Like, hold on, let me. Like he took his time with them knockdowns. Like I felt like he was really
knocked down.
Ward felt that the count was too long. Like I know Ward was complaining about it.
Yeah, but it was a long count for both. Like there was a long count on Wilder and a long count on Fury. Like it wasn't like, you know, I think it wasn't just on.
It was a longer count because of the way he fell. He like kind of rolled down. You know what I'm saying? So they waited.
And then also because he had to redirect Wilder to the corner, so he stopped, but he never picked up the count from the ringside ref.
Mm-hmm. So damn, Wilder should have got his ass to the other corner then. No. Boxing, the fuck.
You know,
it's the Tyson Douglas shit.
Yeah, so I mean, that was unfortunate, but like I said, Wilder knows the rules. You're supposed to go to a neutral corner, and you're supposed to stay in the neutral corner. While the referee, and then the referee should also look at the outside and pick up the count from the outside judge. So it's like, so it was a feeling on both sides though. But at least at the time, both of them actually got up and they were ready to fight. But it was just after that though, I think Wilder slowly deteriorated and was taking punishment like it just seemed like Wilder was not turning his head. He wasn't rolling with any punches like LB said though. It was just taking straight shots and one thing you cannot do is you cannot let a 270-pound man hit you like that. You can't. And the funny thing is, all throughout the build-up, Wilder is like, "Nah, you didn't knock me out. You stopped me. The referee stopped me. You couldn't do that." And
you got your wish.
Yeah, Wilder was just, and the fact is, like, Fury was landing uppercuts on him, snapping his head back. The jabs were snapping his head back. The right hands, and then he was doing that thing where he puts his left forearm like in the chest, and then he uses it to hide a right hook. Like Fury was doing, and then of course the leaning. Fury's weight was leaning on Wilder, which the referee probably should have took the point from it, but Wilder.
I don't think it was that bad for that type of fight. I'm glad no points were deducted because I think they just needed a better ref. That ref was too fucking small. Like, look, don't get.
It's Russell Mora. It's Russell Mora. Come on.
Russell Mora. I'm like, when I heard that name, I'm like, why they getting the garbage motherfucker to ref this fucking fight? Like, look, you don't get me, a nigga my size to damn. Or my height to referee a fight between Pat and Rome. 2 6'4" motherfuckers. You don't get a nigga 5'10" to them, get in between them and try to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't get Jay Nady or somebody who's damn 6'2" or some,
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a different ref before that, but I think they switched to Mora. I don't know why they did though, but
oh my god, it's like, you know what? I don't want a double cheeseburger. I want fish sticks. Like, what the fuck?
Oh man, though. But I think, but Fury, after the fourth round, though, when Fury was able to clear his head, Fury just worked Wilder over. In fact, I mean, obviously Wilder was throwing his right, and that's the weird thing is the left hand of Wilder. Wilder was throwing more with his left hand, but it had no effect. But the right hand, though, every time it was a slight graze, Fury kind of got a little jumpy or whatever. But it got to the point where Wilder was so gassed that he had nothing on his right hand, at all.
He was concussed, man. When he hurt Fury late in the fight, when he tried to battle back, because Wilder had heart, he had tremendous heart. But me, I'm kind of over with this whole, oh my God, heart, you can't say anything bad about him. Da-da-da-da. Look, man, I'll take skill over courageous heart any day and no defense. Mm-hmm. See, heart and no defense don't go together.
No, they don't.
And that's what Wilder had. So his heart was on display just as much as his fucking defense.
Mm-hmm. You ever seen Rocky, nigga?
Huh?
I said, you ever seen Rocky, nigga?
Anybody that can take punishment like that, I give them their props. But yeah, it was looking bad. Wilder was trying to fight back, and then he broke his hand. So, which was confirmed, he broke his hand in the 7th or 8th round.
Right.
So,
but hold on, the difference is when Rocky's a movie, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, Rocky was a jobber.
Yeah.
We're forgetting this. No one has ever really referred to Wilder as a jobber. He was a contender, moved up, got his championship belt, defended the title. Yeah, his opponents were jobbers, but no one really. We might say he was a jobber compared to fucking George Foreman, or because remember there was a time where niggas was like, well, Wilder could beat Mike Tyson, he'll beat this nigga, he'll beat that nigga.
Yeah.
That's when people was like, come on, get the fuck out of here. That's
you gotta
beat the Tyson of your era before you could beat the Tyson of all-time great status.
Honestly, that conversation used to piss me off so much. I was like, God damn it, niggas really serious about this shit?
So you gotta understand why there's so much vitriol for us when we say this shit, because we've had to listen to motherfuckers repeat stupid shit for years about this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And there ain't no hate. There's plenty of American boxers we prop up and respect and all that shit. And I respect Wilder, but at the end of the day, I don't want to see another man just get taken apart and beat up like that in front of his wife and kids and across the whole world. Like,
yeah, like it was bad. Like I mean, the fight could have been stopped by like maybe the 8th round, but the 10th round knockdown where Fury ducks under the left hook, spins around and clocks this dude. Like, I mean, it was so like, I've never seen it was so basic, but it was a right hand that just clocked him right inside of his head, and Wilder goes down on his both knees or whatever. I was like, the referee could have stopped it right there, because it's like no one falls like that from a shot, and it was just like. It was like Wilder was gone after that, and then the 11th round, it should have never got to the 11th round.
If Fury was in some fucking decent shape, the fight would have been done by the 7th. Matter of fact, the 4th. Mm-hmm. It should have never went past 8 rounds or 9 rounds. Yeah. Going into the 11th round, yeah, 3 things could have stopped the fight. The ref, Fury having fucking stamina and being in better shape than he was, or Mark breathing with a towel.
Yeah, and this is
this fight needed a towel thrown in, man.
Yeah, and this is where Malik Scott, being if you're really a brother to Deontay Wilder, you would have stopped this motherfucking fight. Like you like. This is where Mark.
This is what Wilder wanted, though. He wanted to go out on his shield. So you ask and you shall receive. Right. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
With that, I'm not gonna fucking just be like, oh my god, great heart, just because you're black. Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I don't want to see a black man get beat up and dominated like this either.
Right, exactly. And then
lose brain cells and all this shit. Like, this dude was literally taking some hellacious shots. He was making Tyson Fury look like fucking Ernie Shavers.
Yeah, I'm saying too. And just the knockout was sick too. Like, he got him on the ropes, and then Fury lands a wicked right hand, and then Wilder went to sleep on his feet. Like he fell into the ropes like Broner did against Maidana, and went onto and fell onto the canvas on his side. Like it was disgusting. Like it didn't need to end that way. And that's what referee. And that's when Morris said, let me stop this fight.
So it's like, so this is what you wanted. This is what you wanted the world to see you as.
Right.
Like I don't get this. Like you. It just is crazy. Like out of the logic for this nigga. Like it's just weirdo energy, man. It's just weird shit. Like
yeah.
Like this getting stopped on the shield, and you're kind of competent, and you're not taking in so many flush punches, hard punches, but to just get battered like that with clean, hard shots.
I think the issue has always been with Wilder and his known punch and his known punching power. I feel like his trainers were always hesitant to throw in the towel because he always feels like you're always in it just because you have that one punch that can always get you out of a jam. So it always comes down to jobbers. What'd you say?
I work with them jobbers.
But that's how they look at it. So it's like they're hesitant because it's like they never think he's really truly out of it. So that right hand becomes the gift and the curse. Now he's taking punishment, and he's obviously not going. His right hand's not going to save him, but they don't want to throw it because because of the chance that it possibly could.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. This sound like all them niggas on some bullshit.
Yeah, I mean that's how they think. I'm just telling you how they think. That's all.
I see it. I can see it, nigga. Like that's how they look at it. Like, well, his power will bail him out, and it looked like at times Wilder would have some heart, and he'll throw a little combination, rattle Fury for a little bit, but Fury would just shake it off, or he'll get buzzed, hold on, dirty box maul him, and he'll get right back to business.
Yeah. Well, once he broke his hand, he wasn't hurting nothing. So.
I feel like did Wilder ever in the 3 fights? Did Wilder ever actually land a flush right hand? Like
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of them.
Flush right hands in every fight.
Yeah. I mean, the knockdown, like the first knockdown on Fury in the third fight was a flush right hand. Like Fury. I mean, it was a shot that Fury shouldn't. I think Fury thought he could eat, but his legs did a silly dance after that one. He ate plenty of shots of flush right hands. I mean, the first knockdown. The second knockdown in the first fight was a flush right hand,
Exactly. He even hit Fury early couple times with the right hand in the second fight. Like he's always landed the punch, but since he lacked all the other skills around that punch, he never gets the best and the most out of that.
Nah.
It's like having It's like you playing video games and one button is missing.
Good Lord.
Like, what y'all want me to say? Like,
No, I know. I just was not expecting that.
Fury to win this shit. Like, I'm not even. I don't even feel great about it. Like, I didn't make no money off of this. Like,
yeah, no, it's just one of those things. It's just like, I mean, pretty much like say, niggas say, oh, Wilder's not a one-trick pony, or he doesn't rely on one punch to bail him out.
I never said I never said that, and I think
I'm not saying in general, nigga. Like, I'm not saying you, nigga.
I mean, no, I mean, all I've ever said is that, like, I've said rudimentary boxing is not the same as no boxing. And if you've ever been in the gym, you know this.
Yeah.
Wilder's rudimentary.
Rome retains boxing team.
Wilder is rudimentary, but I'll never say he can't box at all. There's a difference. We've had heavyweights cruder than Wilder, if we're being honest. But it is fucking
Spartacus, you better name the motherfuckers.
Fucking Huck was crude as fuck.
Who?
Fucking Huck was crude as fuck at heavyweight.
Marco Huck?
Yes, Huck was crude.
He was a cruiserweight, bro. Like,
Sam Peter was crude as fuck.
Who?
Sam Peter.
I mean, he wasn't that crude.
He was pretty crude. Him and Wilder were on similar levels of crudeness.
Well, I mean, Sam Peter
had a way better jab.
Yeah, Sam.
He actually threw different. I don't fuck it. I gotta say this. I think Sam Peter was more skilled than Wilder.
He was. That's not a question.
Like Peter did in the Tony rematch.
Yeah,
never.
There was absolutely Sam Peter. Wilder is just.
I mean, relatively speaking, yes, compared to Wilder, but they're both like. I don't think he's that much like better, more refined than Wilder.
Oh no,
like
hell no. It's like one of them's a 5, the other one's a 6. they all belong in the same category. You throw Wilder, Sam Peter, Marco Huck, who else?
What'd you say?
No, I'm saying I'm throwing all of those in the same category. Marco Huck, Wilder, and Peter. Who else we throwing over there?
Povetkin is pretty crude. Like Povetkin's not that. Povetkin is not that. He's better than those two, but he's not that great of a boxer.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Y'all be the same motherfuckers. Be like, well, you can't have garbage boxing skills if you got a bronze medal. Povetkin has a gold medal, nigga. Like,
but I never said that Povetkin can't box. I never said Povetkin can't box at all. That's what I'm saying. So you're probably proving my point for me.
Oh, we getting this. I feel a semantic battle going.
Like Wilder, like I just don't get it. Like,
I'm not even saying Wilder's a great, but I'm not saying Wilder's style works for
Povetkin. Like, you really like Povetkin. I've seen Povetkin look bad as far as rudimentary, like crude and horrible. He looked like that in the Huck fight, and shit, Huck just kind of made the fight like that, and it's an ugly fight. And in the Vladimir Klitschko fight, after that, I don't really see this whole crude boxing Povetkin does.
Yeah, no, I never thought he was that crude. I mean, at all. Like, I mean,
he could be rough, but rough and crude is two different things.
Because Povetkin scored a lot.
Yeah, Rusty, tell him. Yeah. Povetkin crude? Like, really? Nah. We getting into Thor, so you got to throw a better word than damn crude.
And then I'm just saying, just reading the comments. Kat, salute. I know this is the first time I see you comment. And she says, Wilder is a one-trick pony, and that's something I said myself. I've said that for a hot minute, but no one really likes me to say that. And
Randall Bailey at heavyweight.
Yeah, and the fight cemented that just in case there were any doubts, his skill is extremely limited. Yeah, no, the biggest thing with Wilder is, Wilder can box in the sense like, an amateur is not, a ranked amateur is not going to go in there, and, we've seen what happened.
Wait, hold on, wait, rephrase that.
No, like no fucking Charlie Zelenoff or whatever the fuck his name is.
Okay,
like,
we just gonna say
like
no Jake Paul is gonna damn beat Wilder. Let's just say that.
That's
no Logan Paul isn't gonna beat Deontay Wilder. No one's gonna go that far with it.
Right, no, but in terms of but Wilder's boxing IQ isn't up to where it is.
That's fine. Yeah, that's I'll agree with.
It looks worse because of the resources. You would think someone who has a bronze medal, who fucking trained with Klitschko and all these guys and
David Hay and
all this money, resources, all of this, and this is the best we got. Like, if he's the greatest overachiever of all time, this nigga definitely not no Hall of Fame to me. Like, fuck out of here.
He probably will make the Hall of Fame
because of the 10 defenses. But
you probably will.
You had motherfuckers who was trying to argue tooth and nail that Golovkin didn't deserve the Hall of Fame, and now we gonna say
Golovkin, but Golovkin will go in. Golovkin is Hall of Fame too, so I'm not gonna say well one is not a Hall of Famer. Both of them are.
I can't say both of them are. Fuck that.
I think both of them will go into the Hall of Fame. So
fucking top 10 contenders Wilder was beaten. Like, how the fuck, like. His biggest win is Luis Ortiz in a draw gift with Fury, and now he's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and,
with 10 mid-ass fucking title defenses. You got motherfuckers who said he had a better career than Sean Porter. Sean fucking Porter.
That I disagree.
Hall of Fame with fucking damn media or boxing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, what? I mean, like people, like I say, the people will complain truthfully about other fighters that that have better records, but they're just stuff. But Wilder, for whatever reason, the people were like, yeah, this dude, it's like the best thing since sliced bread. Like, I don't get that aspect of it. Because I mean, like I said, yeah, I mean, it's nice that he. I mean, I understand how to this day still resonates with a lot of people. But niggas are just not thinking with their third eye like they should. Like, they're not thinking like, just really clear what Wilder is as a fighter. Like, they think because he's some sort of like, he's some sort of like superstar. Like, he's some like otherworldly talent where he just has an otherworldly right hand. That's basically about it. And
that's the thing. Is I don't even know how. Like honestly, I kind of blame like the YouTubers and all the people, the stands who got the platforms, because it's not like Wilder was some type of star that transcended into damn music and television and interviews and movies and like other shit. Like he just got knockouts and twerk videos, and to this day,
yeah, pretty much.
Like, yeah. I don't get it, but I think he just had a lot. Like, even when you criticize him or if other boxers criticize him, people be like, man, you fucking with your own fan base. I'm like, nigga, really?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Charlo. Yeah, I mean, Charlo's also an idiot because he doesn't know how to read the room. There wasn't a reason to say that after that fight, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think
y'all niggas don't understand, man. Like, I feel where Charlo's coming from.
Yeah, because I mean,
people are tired of niggas getting their dick sucked for not having no fucking boxing skills and being a boxer.
I mean, but this, and we talked about this on Twitter. I'm laughing because Charlo's dissed Wilder and all this. Oh, well, skills pay the bills, nigga. You've been fighting like a 154 version of Wilder. So
he does Wilder style even better.
He really does feel like a smaller Wilder.
That's what I'm saying. So it's ironic to hear him say that.
Like, dude, niggas would be jizzing in their pants if Wilder fought as good as Jamel Charlo. You think niggas is damn going overboard with Wilder now? This nigga looked as sharp as Jamel.
Have you not? How many texts have I told you like Charlo's boxing is pissing me off because he's not boxing at all. He doesn't even use the jab. He just basically just swings the right hand, gets the left hook when he gets someone hurt, and that's it. He swings for the fences like on some Wilder shit.
Let me see this. Like, the difference between Wilder and Jamel Charlo. If you was to take a kid who never boxed before and you wanted them to say, and you wanted to show them who to imitate,
yeah,
who would you rather give him?
Right. I wouldn't give him either.
No, nigga, you gotta choose one. Don't give me this fucking Kevin Samuels shit. Nigga,
I don't think I would choose either of them. Like, both of them are.
I'm saying like 2018 Charlo.
Both of them are so flawed.
Last couple years, Charlo has not.
Hold on, Pilot. You sounding like a little kid trying to talk.
I'd rather show them Jamal.
Nah, nigga, so you almost saying like Wilder and Charlo on the same level.
I'm saying no. I'm saying that if anything, I would give them early Charlo clips, but not this Charlo. Yeah. Not this Charlo.
First of all, okay, Jermell Charlo throws all his punches fundamentally correctly, and he can actually land them. He could actually with Charlo. The thing is, will he do it? It's not can he do it. Mm-hmm. With Wilder, it's I don't even fucking know.
He was pretty, because I rewatched the Castano fight recently. He was pretty damn sloppy when he didn't have to be at times. He was very sloppy, like, and that's why I even said, I'm like, this dude is like looking like a Wilder, and I even mentioned that many times. Like didn't look technical. Like he abandoned all the technique that he used to have.
He used to have, exactly. Yeah, he used to be a lot more technical. It seemed like
he's not using it. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm just taking a quick look at the comments right now. I know Kat says, Wilder's fan base was built off AJ dislike, which is to a degree, between that and Tony Bambino also mentioned that most of the folks jumped on the Wilder bandwagon didn't know who Joshua was initially, which is also true. They hopped on because he was KOing cabbies, which is also, I wouldn't call it Staverne the cabbie, but yeah, I think when that knockout was just because it was so, final.
Yeah, I'm seeing all the comments now too. Like, yeah, cat, yeah, you're right.
No, my issue with both of that is both fan bases denigrate the other fighter when it doesn't, like, it not necessarily you need to denigrate both fighters. Plus, it makes you look stupid because it's funny because we ran a poll last night afterwards asking who's the number one heavyweight in the world right now at this moment, either Fury or Usyk, and the 80% said Fury. So we're gonna shit on Wilder. Let's be honest. Most of those people, most of his resume is because has 2 Wilder wins, really 3. So it's like, okay, you're gonna shit on Wilder, then prop up Fury simultaneously. If Wilder isn't good, if Wilder isn't shit, then beating him shouldn't mean shit either. It's the same thing with Joshua and Usyk. If Joshua wasn't that good, then beating him doesn't mean anything. Ruiz beating him doesn't mean anything. Usyk beating him doesn't mean anything. You can't have it both ways.
No one's having it both ways. Wilder overachieved. He got knockouts in fights that he was really supposed to get knockouts in, and he struggled in those fights when he wasn't supposed to struggle.
Right.
And he looks worse than Jermell Charlo does. More consistently.
Yeah, like, I mean, with Jermell Charlo, like that fight was like the first time I actually felt like he actually lost a fight, and it was close. It wasn't like, it was like it wasn't like decisive, but it was a close fight. Like Wilder, I felt like, he struggled way too much. Like, with people that he shouldn't be struggling with. I mean, like Wilder is just. Jermell Charlo now, he's not what he's more offensive. He's a boxer puncher, maybe even more of a puncher now than he used to be, but style-wise, he still is more fundamentally sound than Wilder. Like, it's...
That's what I'm saying. It's like, look, if you got better skills than someone and you beating better opponents, you can shit on someone who has less skills if they talking about you. If they haven't beaten better opponents, motherfuckers are saying, who's that 154 that's like Tyson Fury? Nobody, because it's one fucking 54, nigga. Yeah. Everybody's dangerous. Well, you can't cherry pick at 154 like you could do at fucking heavyweight and get 10 title defenses, and the best opponent is fucking Luis Ortiz.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
come on, like, I'm not saying no fucking no out of this world shit.
No, you're not. That's the thing. Like I said, the Wilder chapter right now, it's not closed right now, but
nigga, that shit's closed. It's pissed on. It's turned over, flipped over. That shit's fucked up. It's done, nigga. Like, what else y'all need to see? Like, y'all wanna take this black man, drag him out in front of a fight, for in front of his wife and his kids to get beat up again with no motherfucking defense.
He wanted it. That's what he wanted. That's what Wilder wanted. I mean, there's still fights that I'd like to see him in. If you put him in there with Ruiz, if you put him in with Ruiz, I'll watch that. I would enjoy that. Like,
I want to see him fight Dylan White, but
I would enjoy that too.
He ducked that. Maybe the experience from Dylan White could have helped him beat a Tyson Fury.
But wait, he ducked him to fight Tyson Fury. So, like,
I'm talking about all those years, nigga. Remember, this is the same motherfucker who ain't want to fight Charles Martin.
White was a man for
Wilder made Joshua become the number one heavyweight, and then it was like, okay, I don't want 120 mil to fight him either. Like, dude, like, this nigga done so much fucking clown shit, and y'all motherfuckers just be up here like, nah, you know, Charlo's wrong. You shouldn't.
I didn't say Charlo was wrong. Charlo can feel how he wants to feel. I just felt it was in poor taste, and it really wasn't necessary. Just know how to read the room. That's all I'm saying. And Charlo didn't know how to read the room. If he don't give a damn, he don't give a damn.
Charles never give a damn.
And that's where it comes from. He doesn't give a damn.
You know, but it's like,
and did Wilder ever even say anything about him? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he jumped out the window to diss Wilder when
the fans. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of the stands and shit Wilder have, who got all these platforms, they make niggas really just get on. Like, I can't stand Wilder. Like, they feed a lot of conspiracy shit for Wilder to repeat, and then on the flip side, Wilder says a lot of shit that they could jump on and repeat. So you just got a bunch of idiots repeating the same bullshit.
Right. And this is what makes Wilder, and this is why, all because there's just no accountability for anything. No one wants to be accountable for anything. Not Wilder, not his team, not his stands, not the platforms that he spends, like he gives them $200 for interviews and shit like that. None of them.
You know, like Kat just said, Charlo didn't diss Wilder. He dissed Wilder's fan base.
Right.
Because let's be honest, like, his fan base is literally the most annoying right now.
Yeah. Like there's just so much about their fan base I can't stand. Like, even from the casual level to the ones who know better.
They are annoying. But I don't know. And I don't know about the worst of all time, because there's like the Pac-Tards were the worst to me. I don't care what anybody says. Pac-Tards were the worst.
I can't say. At least Pacquiao's a legit great fighter. Like, niggas is standing a one-trick pony and making up excuse to why he's like that.
Yeah.
Like, nah, they right now, nah, fuck that. Nah. Like, nah, there's no way you could shit. Like, if we looking at it like, you have,
not talking about the fighters, we're talking about the fan bases. The Pac-Tards,
the family, Pac fans were fucking annoying because a lot of them just overlook certain shit Pac did, and we get it.
Canelo stands honestly might be more annoying to me than Wilder stands.
Yeah, you know what they?
Yeah, there you go. I put you in a corner.
Cause this is the thing, like, when you look at it, like, it's different when a motherfucker but a motherfucker who's struggling all the time.
You can like somebody even if they're not, like, they just like Wilder. It doesn't mean that they think he's like you can like somebody can. There are rappers that suck technically on the mic, but people like them. You like what you like, and Wilder, they like him. So
whatever we eat now, like, people could like you for just being trash, and you could be famous and rich. Before, you actually had to be a little good, you know what I mean? And then it's like, yeah, I kind of fuck with him.
Yeah,
I mean, shit. While Fury's not perfect, Fury uppercut himself. What the fuck? Like,
Fury's done a lot of horrible things. Like, you know,
low key, all these niggas be clowns, man. It just, some are just do more clown shit than others, man. It just, it is what it is. Like, niggas get on Sean Porter's suits, like.
Yeah.
Andre Ward, he can't recognize a jab in certain fights. Like, all these niggas do clown shit. Mm-hmm. Like, it is what it is. I'm just calling it out on everybody. Like, fuck it. Like,
right.
It's cool. I get it.
Some of Fury fans on some racist shit too.
Oh, yeah.
So I get how that triggers certain black fans. Like, oh, you picking Fury against Wilder? No, I'm picking.
Because even it was funny because even like Clarissa Shields and a couple other fighters had to say something like they didn't at Charlo, but I knew they was definitely talking about Charlo. Like Clarissa was like how could you like talk out your mouth about like I would never go against my own like that and shit on my own like that. You like there's a way to say things. I'm just like, oh, she's talking about
fuck all that. I'm tired of this yes man shit. All this yes man shit has got Wilder where he is right now.
Yeah, and just
holding his fucking hand. He's 35 years old.
And that's the thing.
Let his wife do that shit.
And now because of like I said, he's 35 years. He turns 36 this year, and he's taken 2 bad beatings in a row. Like this, the third one. This third fight was a severe beating. Like it's like obviously he's got to take some time off, but Wilder. Because now it's like he's taking so much punishment. Like then Al or whoever his handlers are, they have to be very careful who to actually put him in the ring with, because I don't think he can take heavy shots anymore. Like I think Fury probably did a lot of damage to him, and a heavy puncher, who gets on the inside and
dude, him and Cheeseman should share a fucking vacation home right now. I can see him fight Ruiz and this guy, that guy. Like him and Cheeseman just need to just relax somewhere on a deserted beach. I don't want neither one of those niggas near a boxing ring, an opponent, a right hand, left hook, or any of that shit.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too, people were saying that Malik Scott, did a good job. Like Malik Scott should have never been in a position of where he was.
I don't think he did bad, but it was what it was. Like it wasn't great, but it was just like of all the things that I took away from last night's fight, Malik Scott really wasn't even a blip on my radar. Like I forgot about him.
For facts.
Like
Malik Scott, I'll give Malik Scott the best thing he was able to do was, I guess, his chemistry with Wilder.
And with Jay Diaz, because Jay Diaz, I remember in the corner, I forgot what round, Jay Diaz was trying to tell Wilder something, and Malik just backed off. He didn't try to argue with him or filibuster or anything. It's like, no, do this, and he's like, okay, and he just kind of fell back. That's why Wilder likes him, because that inner circle, that loyalty, all that stuff.
That's that yes man shit.
Yeah. And then I'm just reading the comments. Kat was like, should he go for Unified or try to take on Dubois or Joyce for their interim positions? Honestly, those fights are extremely dangerous for him, especially Joyce, and Wilder.
Wilder Dubois is dangerous for both of them. I don't think I want either of them near each other for either of their sakes.
Yeah, I don't know if Wilder could catch punches anymore.
Imagine if Joyce could take a Wilder right hand and keep moving. It's
I don't know if he can though. That's still the if he can.
I don't know, Joyce, man. Juggernaut been getting hit with buildings and boulders.
and doesn't really wobble. That's probably there'd be risky fights, but it would probably get Wilder closer to where it needs to be. But it's just at this point now, he's taking 2 bad beatings.
It's too late. Look, man.
Plus, he's always hurt. Plus, the injuries have piled up for Wilder.
Look, y'all niggas. It's like y'all niggas is making a video game system. Y'all said y'all was gonna make a 32-bit, PlayStation 1. When y'all got to 28-bit, y'all motherfuckers you know what? Let's make this shit into a damn Nintendo 64. That's what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to cram extra gigabytes and the motherboards in this shit, and it ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna change this nigga to fucking develop a skill set or improve him to the point where okay, we could throw him in there with Dubois, Joe Joyce, who else? Yeah, Andy Reese could get a shot. Y'all trying to get this man killed.
Bottom line,
the time for that passed. He was supposed to fight the type of fighters to get him ready for Fury years ago.
Yeah. Right. And here's my thing. I said before, with regards to Malik Scott, Wilder needs a disciplinarian, a taskmaster, not a brother, quote unquote. And this is and I'm just reading what Kat said. Scott was about to pull out a Bible and recite a sermon. Wilder needed instructions, not a hype man. And that's basically what it is. Wilder has so much, has so much yes men in his camp. Like no one wants to tell him anything, and Malik Scott was just, was more happy to just be a brother. And what Malik Scott was doing prior to this, he was personal training washed up IG stars who gained too much weight. Like that's what he was doing. And doing his OnlyFans hustle. That's what he was doing before he got into Wilder's camp.
He had an OnlyFans.
He OnlyFans, yeah, he has an OnlyFans, and I wouldn't look at it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either, but I don't want to know that. So
yeah, that's what Malik Scott was doing. Like he wasn't doing any
So this nigga was pulled out of obscurity. Like he was just in Wilder's camp as a helper, a while ago, and then he got elevated. That's a hell of an elevation. That's an Eric Spoelstra promotion. You go from like high school, college. And you just boom, like you coaching the Heat, nigga. Okay.
Yeah, like
you go from videographer to fucking head coach. Like, okay.
Yeah, and because of that, we have, like I said, that's where he is right now. Like he's 35, 36. Like, I mean, to start over now is like, it's done. Like he won't be able to do it, and now you have to really be careful with him because, like I said, Fury to lose by brutal knockout to Fury is one thing. But if someone who's not perceived on a Fury level or a Joshua level or Usyk level or like a Dillian White level, decides to starts knocking them around, them paydays are done.
Look, if he was so worried about paydays, he should have just took the fucking Joshua fight. Like these niggas is trying to have it both ways. They want to gradually, eventually level up the skill of their fighter. But on the flip side, they don't want to get hurt or damaged.
Yeah, of course.
But on the flip side, they want to make the most money. Like, look, y'all niggas is trying to balance too much shit. Which one is it? Do you want to develop into a real boxer so you could fucking eventually get a bigger fight and perform well in that big fight and be at your best? Or do you just want to kind of cut in line, bullshit, learn a little bit here and there and finesse your way to the ending and see if you see the credits of the movie? Like,
yeah, and
I don't know. I don't think I see Wilder fighting ever again. That's just me.
I mean, he might. I mean, his ego won't let. Because one thing that Wilder, for the most, for better for worse, is a very egotistical guy. Like, I mean, he wasn't. I mean, after the fight, he pretty much told Fury to go away, and then Fury called him another shit house and a whole bunch of loser and all type of stuff like that. And then he went back to the dressing room. His wife.
Nah. I'm fuck that. I'm actually glad that played out like that because it's supposed to be a grudge match, and like imagine if Barrera Morales would have all shook like they was fuck out of here, like fuck out my face. Like here's a grudge match. I probably would have lost respect for Wilder if he would have shook Fury's hand and all that other shit after he was talking all this stuff and holding all this grudge. Nah.
Yeah, I'm with King P on that. Like you said I cheated, this, that, after I beat your ass, like I don't have nothing to do with you.
Right. I mean
it's like that Epo episode. Like the winner doesn't have nothing to say to the loser.
Right. I mean, like I said, he got his the trilogy's done. Fury, settled it. And I know Malik Scott. He did an interview. Cam I saw that video, Cat, where Malik Scott was praising Fury and wouldn't insult him. So it's like, in fact, even after Fury called him a shit house too, Malik Scott still took the high road on that. So yeah. So it's like, the whole saga is.
From the trainer. Do you want your trainer to be the boss, or do you want to be the boss? As a trainer, do you want to have a job, or do you respect your integrity and livelihood?
Right.
It's a trade-off, man. And just imagine how good Wilder could have been if he was actually coachable. And not that yes man bullshit coaching he's been getting all these years. I'm talking about real. I could throw him in a Freddie Roach gym, wild card. I could throw him in there with a Derek Jackson or what's Spink's trainer, Kevin
Cunningham.
Kevin Cunningham, I could throw him in there. I could throw him with McKellar Mayer. People who that are no nonsense, don't take that bullshit, and they're gonna put their foot in your ass and make sure.
The fun. Sorry, I didn't mean it. I was saying the funny part is that I think I remember that when he first came up, I think he was originally supposed to be with Ronnie Shields. Imagine if he stayed with Ronnie Shields.
Oh, he would have developed into Jamel Charlo then.
Yeah.
Jamal Charlo.
One of them shit. Oh man, both of them.
Yeah, I mean,
they was both there at one time.
I know, right? Oh man, but I think for Fury, obviously Fury, Fury's on pretty much on top of the world right now, and now Fury's just patiently waiting, for the winner of Dillian Whyte and Otto Valen, at the end of the month, and that's pretty much going to be Fury's next fight, and personally, I mean, obviously, obviously Fury, and if it's Fury and White, then there's gonna be trash talking galore. If it's Valen, then we're gonna see if what Valen did was a fluke in the first fight, or does Valen have the type of style to really give Fury the type of fits that he did in the first fight? So
no. If Valen beats White, then they gotta run it back because it's a rematch clause. So then Fury has.
Right.
Yeah, and this is what, because Eddie was like, you know what? I learned from that Povetkin shit. I got to make sure that this motherfucker, if he loses,
Dillian Whyte's career got too many rematches. Like, jeez,
he never even won a title. He got a rematch clause without getting the title.
Yeah, I guess this is what you call we're trying to retain interest, because like I said, Dillian Whyte, because he can't have Valen scoring a knockout over this guy and his title shot as well, because Eddie Hearn wants like White should have gotten a title shot long ago, so I understand that. White should have had at least one title shot. So I understand why he's doing it, but it's just kind of annoying to see. Pretty much it's just a fail-safe thing. Like if White fails, and then Valen has to run it back with him again.
And heavyweight moves too slow to have all these rematch clauses. Look, you want to have a rematch clause? Put it in mandatory. You fight 3 times that year, so we could get another fight in between or afterwards. Because waiting for Joshua to fight Usyk in March, and then I don't know who the fuck he's gonna fight in September that year, and then that's it. Then we gotta, if he wins in March and he loses in September, then we gotta wait next year for the rematch. Then, oh god, I'm just sick of that shit.
Yeah, the heavyweight. That's why it's like this. This is why I feel like the boxing gods, they handed down the judgment. Like, he did, like the boxing gods was like, we're supposed to get Joshua Fury this year, and instead, so Joshua's gonna lose his belts, and then Wilder's gonna, hang another last, because his ego was too much. Like, this is boxing god will. Now it's gonna be to see what happens if boxing gods how the rematch, and then how Valen and White play out. But yeah, but what Cat's saying, like, yeah, Fury White would be exciting. Like, they talk trash to each other like crazy. Like, I would look forward to that fight. And White, like I said, I mean, White, it has a monster left hook that'll drop just about anybody. So it's yeah. I
swear, boxing missed the opportunity with White and Wilder not happening. It would have been advertised as left hook versus right hand, like
right.
The amount of talking and animosity, like, but all in all, we didn't get the fights we wanted, but we like the fights that we got, and I think that's the best way to put it.
Right. Yeah.
Question. I have a question. Does anybody know how many fights Fury has left on his top rank contract? Just out of curiosity.
I do not.
So I'm trying to see, because I'm thinking how many more fights does Fury have? Because he's almost out the door too. He's not. Neither Fury or Wilder are going to be in the game that much longer. But I'm just trying to see how many fights he has left on the top ranked contract to see how it goes with like who he fights, and then how many fights he could like possibly do before he calls it quits.
Yeah,
and I know.
What times? That's it.
Because I know he has the White match. If Dillian Whyte, he's fighting Dillian Whyte, and then of course whatever happens with the rematch between Joshua and Usyk, get a unification, undisputed. So that's 2 fights right there. I don't know if he has any more. He might be done after that.
It seems like it's gonna stretch out to like 2023.
Yeah, the thing is, like, all I know is that it's a multi-fight deal, and then he has to have like a minimum of 2 fights per year, but it doesn't say how long or how many fights it actually is for his contract. it's not. I don't think it's public. I mean,
Hold up, just found it. 5 fights.
5 fights.
He got 5 more, or
No, he signed a 5-fight deal. So he signed. So it's 2. He fought. That was in. So he fought 2 fights. He fought 2 fights before Wilder, right?
Yeah.
And then. So he has really one more fight left.
yeah.
Yeah, because the Tom was it? I think was it the
Tom Schwartz, yes. Then
the
Wilder.
and the 2 Wilder fights.
The 2 Wilders, yeah. 2 Wilders.
So yeah, he does. So he has one more unless Bob extends him. Which he's most likely probably going to do. Bob's not gonna. He's not gonna. As long as he actually has the belt, he's gonna try to extend him. So yeah, and it's gonna be a mandatory shot. it's gonna be very handling as mandatory, and then see what Fury wants to do. But yeah, Fury and Wilder probably both have feet out the door, 1 foot out the door. So it's just it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, Fury's at least he's on top of the boxing world right now. Dude is. I won't be surprised. Dude's popularity probably increased another 10-fold or whatever. So he's where he is right now. I never thought it would happen.
See if he could get into movies or TV shows or something, because I feel like his type of personality and character, he'd be good for that. Maybe do wrestling, but he might be a rapper.
Fury's gonna be a wrestler. That's where Fury's destined to go, wrestling.
Oh yeah, we knew that. Fury, yeah, we been knew that. I'm talking about the loser here. I'm talking about the person I don't see boxing again for.
Well, maybe they could both be wrestlers and then do it for shoot. They do it for shoot. Now they do it for work.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh man, but yeah, no, like I said, man. Hopefully, Wilder, I'm pretty sure has plenty of money now. I know he has 6 kids or whatever. So basically, you want. You do want him to be healthy. You want him to actually be. You actually want you don't want him to take unnecessary beatings if he's not in or if he doesn't want to change, because like I said, boxing is an unforgiving sport. All it takes is really one bad fight or a couple bad fights and you're diminished. It's a serious, very serious sport. So
it only takes one punch to get brain damage too. No, it don't. I seen a tweet that said according to Kevin Cunningham. I don't know. He said I don't know any fighters in my era that have brain damage.
I mean Steve Cunningham.
Sorry, Steve Cunningham.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? That was stupid.
Sorry, yeah, Steve Cunningham is an idiot for that.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I thought about replying to that comment with some names, but I didn't want to ruffle any feathers, so I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna leave that one be.
Just leave it.
I'm gonna just tweet Oscar so he could say it.
Oh shit! Man. Oh man, but hey, I think we touched about pretty much everything related to Fury and Wilder 3, and the prelims, undercard, and the actual fight itself or whatever.
I just hope there's no permanent damage or any type of long-lasting effects to Wilder. I know I might come across like I'm harsh on dude and real critical, but the man got a wife and kids. No one don't want to see him, have Parkinson's or end up can't speak or chew his food 10 years from now. So that's my concern on that. That type of punishment he took. But other than that, it's the game. It's not a game, but it's the game.
The game's the game.
Yeah.
Right.
So hey, if he doesn't fight again, salute to him. If he does want to fight again, I'll still want to see some fights. Like I said, give me Wilder and Ruiz, and I'm good. Wilder and Ruiz, and I'm good.
Word. Oh man, I thought
we're on the same team now.
Oh man, I think we, originally I thought we'd probably do some previews, but I think we'll save that for another time because I think we went in to this stuff.
Yeah, they did. Everybody showed up, and it's like, all right, fuck it,
Yeah. So I think
let the party continue. Hold on, more wine for everybody.
Right. But I think this probably will be a good spot to stop and just give our final thoughts and whatnot about everything. So Pilot, you go first.
So I was late, y'all, but in regard to Wilder, he overachieved. He, came from nothing to something, became a bronze medalist. I don't care who he fought. He did win 10 straight consecutive title defenses. So salute to him, and hopefully he makes the right decisions going forward. But that was a great way to set off the fourth quarter of boxing. So, let's get it. Ringing Radio.
Absolutely. Hey, yo, Rome, you have a final thought?
Yeah, my final thought is it was a good retirement match yesterday. Sad to see another nigga go down. Hope that nigga's recovering, eating his oatmeal and soups and shit today. I know he not chewing nothing. Shout out to Fury showing, the sweet science, how real niggas love to see it, picking a nigga apart. Very brutal just watching it though. It's like a lion chasing a gazelle. It was like you seen it happening. It was disgusting to watch. But yeah, you already know what it is. Ring Gang Radio. Shout out y'all, nigga. I'll talk with y'all niggas later.
That's what it is, bro. Top 5 in the building, man. Chicago win. Yes, sir. Ayo, King P, you got any final thoughts, bro?
It was a good night of boxing last night. It was fun, entertaining. I enjoyed it. Say what you want about Wilder and Fury, but that was probably one of my favorite fights for a while. For heavyweight fights. Probably since Joshua Klitschko, honestly.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
I said yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny because it was the fight that nobody wanted, and and it would turn out to be good. Honestly, if I'm going to keep it 100, I don't think that, even though we all wanted Fury and Joshua, I don't think that fight would have been as good as that one last night. But who knows? I could have been wrong. I guess the world may never know. But it is what it is. Great fight. The event, the whole night was good, except for a couple of stinkers here and there. But I guess I'm accustomed to that now, because we can't have 100% nice things in boxing. Even when we get nice things, we can't get all nice things.
Forgetting to drink or forget to bring napkins to the table. We gotta do something.
It's like a kid at Christmas. You're gonna get a lot of nice presents for Christmas, but then you're gonna get a present that's like, ugh, you got me clothes from Gap? Ugh, I don't want these. I don't want these. But, hopefully, we got some more good fights coming up. Hopefully they're dope. Maybe some upset alerts. You never know. So we'll see. But, shout out to Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sundays. All day, every day, twice on Sundays. So, you know what it is. You know where to find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, ringgangradio.com.
Yes, sir. LB, final thoughts?
Oh man, I'm just so happy. We got a great weekend of boxing, and it was just a pleasure just to chill at the crib and just vibe and watch some good ass fights, man. Like,
absolutely,
that was just a beautiful feeling. Like, I feel like that's been missing from all of our lives for like a while now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it was just good to get restore the feeling. So I just appreciate that. I just hope everybody could bounce back, at least physically and health. Maybe not in the boxing way, but at least in their life and the health and shit. And I'm just glad everybody put on for the sport that I love and care about so much. So it was just good to see. Just real good shit. But, ringgangradio.com, past, present, the future, Alpha, Omega, nigga. You know what it is. Gang, gang, gang. Shout out to the rest of the squad. You know what it is. RTDZ, Prolific, Clanarchy, and PJ Fight Architect. Everybody else is here, so you know what it is.
Yes, sir.
More fly shit on the way. More articles, music, all that shit. You know what it is.
Yeah, definitely, and I know we definitely got some stuff, we're all working on, for that, and I personally I can't wait. And again, my final thoughts are, so definitely want to, thank everyone who participated in the chat, listening to us, showing just popping in to show some love, whatever, because we definitely, we definitely appreciate that. We appreciate all of y'all, like,
Thank you.
And we do the shit for y'all, man. We, like I said, we're and at the end of the day, we're just boxing fans that just love sharing our love of the sport with other people. You know what I mean? So, and obviously, if you know any more like-minded people, you tell them about us. Tell them to sub to all our stuff, especially our YouTube, and go to our webpage. Sub on our YouTube channel, and then they can spread the word, and then we can all be friends. Because that's the way it goes, man. Because we just want to make sure it's to spread the love of boxing, man. Because boxing is
it's worldwide,
absolutely worldwide, man. So yeah, but like I said, for the ones who stay rocking with us, and like I said, just thank y'all, and just continue to rock with us, man. We definitely got some more stuff for you in store for sure. So for myself, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, for Conscious Pilot, and for Rome Top 5, aka Chicago Win. This has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.
Tell everyone.
Peace.